Welcome to this explainer. Today, we're mapping out an absolutely incredible 38-day, 10-episode journey. We're tracing a massive geographic and cultural arc from the sweeping northern grasslands all the way to the mirror lakes of Qinghai. It's a voyage that spans the absolute extremes of the Chinese landscape, and by breaking down this journey, we're going to understand exactly how these remote environments shaped the civilizations that dared to cross them.
So let's dive right into this sweeping 8-season finale with a quote that hit me right away. Before the desert begins, the grassland opens. It perfectly captures the vast, poetic threshold of China's northern frontier. We aren't starting out in the harsh desert, but rather on the vibrant, open steppe, a place of incredible mobility and historical momentum.
Here is our roadmap for today. We're going from the gateway to the frontier, into water in the desert, through the Silk Road corridor, deep into China's alien world, and finally the Great Plateau finale. Let's get into it.
Starting off with Part 1, Gateway to the Frontier, taking us from Hohhot to Ordos. We're kicking things off in Hohhot, which is this amazing intersection of Mongolian, Tibetan, and Han Chinese empires. And just to put the sheer scale of this into perspective, we start in the eastern steppes on day 1, navigate the Yellow River Gorges by day 11, brave the completely desolate Qidam Basin by day 23, and wrap up at the majestic Qinghai Lake on day 38. To really ground us here, just imagine standing among the dark volcanic cones of Wulan Hada. It is literally a prehistoric landscape just rising unexpectedly out of the flat earth. Picture ancient travelers taking a break, sipping warm Mongolian milk tea right here, with the endless grassland stretching as far as the eye can see. It's a powerful reminder of the ancient geological forces that shaped this nomadic world. But as we push further into the Ordos region, the historical homeland of Genghis Khan, the environment radically shifts right beneath our feet. Those lush green pastures slowly dry out into transitional plains, and then they completely surrender to the sprawling golden sands of the Kabuki Desert. At this point, we are officially in the deep desert. Moving on to Part 2, Water in the Desert, specifically the Yellow River Oasis. Now, you might be wondering, how on earth does a civilization survive in such an inhospitable place? Well, the answer is the Yellow River. Over in the Ningxia region, this river completely transforms the arid landscape into a thriving oasis. It sustained ancient peoples who actually left behind the towering Western Xia Tombs. These are massive earthen structures that rise up like pyramids right beneath the dramatic wall of the Helan Mountains. It's an incredibly preserved slice of history, where local traditions, like sharing a hearty Ningxia sheep hot pot, still thrive today. And then there's Shapotou. Imagine the mighty Yellow River flowing literally right beside the towering dunes of the Tengger Desert. It's such a profound realization because it proves water and sand aren't mutually exclusive opposites. They actively coexist. They shape each other, creating these miraculous hidden lakes and vibrant ecosystems right in the middle of the dunes.
Which brings us to Part 3, the Silk Road corridor, a place of faith and sand.
So we're now entering the Hexi corridor. This is a monumental pathway sandwiched right between mountains and deserts. And the physical evidence of historical exchange here, it's staggering. Take the Maizhishan grottos, for example. We're talking about vertical cliffs completely covered with ancient Buddhist cave openings, filled with these incredibly delicate clay sculptures. It shows us that cultural exchange didn't just happen in bustling megacities. It reached deep into the most remote, mountainous frontiers. Further down the corridor, we hit what is arguably the cultural peak of this journey, the Dunhuang Convergence. This is where the unprecedented Buddhist art of the Mogo Caves meets the towering golden dunes of Mingxia. It's where the fragile blue waters of Crescent Lake just happen to sit beside the ancient imperial infrastructure of Yumen Pass. It was this miraculous oasis where the entire world seemed to meet. But then we cross a massive, stark threshold. We leave behind the bustling historical oases and human infrastructure of the Silk Road corridor, and we drop into the Qidam Basin. It's like flipping a switch. Human history abruptly fades away, and it's replaced by desolate isolation, pure mineral geology, and utterly alien landscapes. That kicks off Part 4, China's alien world, the Qidam Basin. Driving down the seemingly endless G315 National Highway, the geology here literally defies imagination. Just picture the Ningxia Emerald Lake, where heavily concentrated minerals make the water glow in these bizarre, almost toxic shades of brilliant green and blue. Then there's the Aching Spring, a bubbling geothermal vent that locals call the Eye of the Earth. Oh, and the Wusute water yardings? These are wind-carved rock formations rising straight out of shallow water that look exactly like the eerie ruins of a lost civilization. It is an absolute masterclass in raw, unbridled geological power.
Finally, we reach part 5, the Great Plateau finale at Qinghai Lake.
Ascending into the pristine, high-altitude frontier of the Tibetan world, the journey takes on this deep, almost palpable spiritual resonance. The visual crown jewel here has got to be Chaka Salt Lake. When travelers walk out across the calm, shallow waters over the salt bed, they're completely surrounded by infinite mirror-like reflections of the sky and the mountains. It literally dissolves the boundary between the earth and the heavens, grounding us in the profound quiet of the plateau.
As we near the end of our route, we arrive in Xining. This is a city where the entire journey really comes full circle. Xining beautifully holds the intersecting traditions of Tibetan Buddhism, Islam, Han Chinese culture, and deep Silk Road heritage, all in one place. It's living proof that even at the isolated edges of the plateau, cultures don't just isolate, they weave together. Finally, reaching the immense waters of Qinghai Lake, we get a chance to look back. And we're not just looking back on 38 days of travel, but on the entirety of this monumental 8-season visual explainer series. From the ancient capitals to the frozen northeast, the southern coasts, and now the deserts and plateaus of the west, we've covered the magnificent, beating heart of China. Which leaves us with a final, profound question to think about. After 8 seasons, thousands of miles, and countless landscapes, what truly connects the edges of the earth? We started this explainer looking at imposing landscapes and formidable deserts, but ultimately what we've discovered is that every mountain, every river, and every distant frontier is forever connected by the enduring faiths, the human stories, and the footsteps of those who dare to cross them. So, what undiscovered frontier will your curiosity take you to next? Thanks for joining me on this incredible journey.